Nation, it is Monday, and we have returned to the studios here in the Birmingham area. Told you we would be back on Monday. You're rocking and rolling right here on the hottest show in the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. You know what time it is. You tap that subscribe button right now. You hit that subscribe button. You get your friends, family members, diehard Bama fans, casual Bama fans, consumers of Tide football to subscribe as well. Also, hit the like button. Smash the like button. Get those like levels up right there. We appreciate that coming from you as well. That daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. My man Bill from New York already putting it down with an $8 donation. Dropping that in the bucket there. Appreciate my man Bill from New York showing us the love here on the show. We got a lot to get to here, people. Almost time for the college football season. We've had our first scrimmage of fall camp. We've had our first open practice fan day. Not to dive into. You guys want information? This is the purpose of this show, to bring you that right there and to engage you in conversation. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. We want to hear from all of you. But we're getting it right now, Eli. Topic one of the conversation for tonight's show, Alabama's wide receiver room. There's been conversations from a lot of national talking heads, and what has been the conversation, Alabama's wide receiver room, it's a weakness, issue, it's a problem. Not a lot of big names, no known commodities. There's no talent in that room. Big red flag when you look at Alabama's group of wide receivers, and I disagree with the national talking heads out there. Jamarcus Shepard, Alabama's co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach, he's got a room. The talent is all over this room at wide receiver. This is a room that is ready to do business this upcoming season. Although it may not have the known names, the hot commodities, there is talent all over this room. This talent is just now about to show you who it is and what they are. But there's talent all over this room. First and foremost, Ryan Williams, the former five-star true freshman from Saraland High School. Here's a young man that he is going to be a playmaker sooner rather than later. And the reason why I say this is he creates so many opportunities for others out there on the field. He draws so much attention. Like, you have to dedicate, you have to roll your coverage over to him because of what he does out there on the field. At 6'1", 175 pounds, Eli, Williams stole the show at the first scrimmage. He had a 50-yard touchdown reception from Jalen Milroe that got leaked out. He made several plays in the first scrimmage. I spoke to a guy in particular after the scrimmage. He just said, Steve, and this dude, Ryan Williams, this kid's special. This kid's a special kid. Fluid route runner, very fluid route runner, very good hands. He's a sub 10.5 100-meter dash track star, so the speed is right there. He's got hops. He can elevate, go up there and snatch the football. Ryan Williams is special. And he's not allowing the media attention he has been getting to get to his head. Puts his head down, works hard, out there grinding, paying the media no mind, no attention. He is doing his job. He is performing his business out there on the field. And that's what you want to see. So here's a young man that I kind of liken him to previous freshmen that have come in here and have stood on business. Case in point, we all can go back to right now the 2012 season, and we look at why were the likes of DeAndrew White, Christian Jones, Kevin Norwood, and Kenny Bell all so good. Amari Cooper, as a freshman, commanded so much attention. Like, everybody was like, where is 9? We got to defend 9. We got to take away 9. Where is 9? 9 is just that good. And the reason why, and the reason for that was 9 route running, 9 great hands, 9 can separate, 9 can get open quickly, very quickly. And because of that, that's why you saw 2 DeAndrew White making plays. That's why you saw 7 Kenny Bell getting open. That's why you saw 83 Kevin Norwood do his thing. That's why you saw Christian Jones, 22, have a lot of success. Why? 9 Amari Cooper, freshman, was big time. You can say the same thing about Calvin Ridley, number 3. The reason why you had the likes of Richard Mullaney and Ardarius Stewart and O.J. Howard, when they finally got one to give O.J. the ball, Robert Foster, after he recovered from the injury, the reason why you saw those guys have success, 3 in terms of Calvin Ridley, a freshman, was able to get open. And you had so much attention put on him. You can even bring this down to Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs. The reason why other wide receivers were able to have success, those guys as freshmen did their job and they were just able to get open. Ryan Williams, kind of the same thing. You're going to see a lot from these other wide receivers because people are going to be scared to death of number 2 right here, Ryan Williams, what he brings at that position. Now, am I saying he starts at wide receiver? I don't think he starts, but he gets a lot of action. And when he's out there, it's going to create so much for everybody else. Speaking of others, you look at Jeremy Bernard, Kendrick Law, and Kobe Prentice. These 3 have been the leaders out there at practice through the first 8 sessions. Kobe Prentice in the slot, K. Law as an outside receiver, Jeremy Bernard, the other outside wide receiver. These have been your main 3 out there at practice, leading their respective lines when the media has had our viewing periods. It's been these 3. K. Law's a speedster, Kobe Prentice a speedster, Jeremy Bernard, don't let him fool you. He can get up and down the field too. So you got those 3 leading it. But what's awesome here, Eli, you got the depth at the wide receiver position. Here is where Emmanuel Henderson, Cole Adams, Caleb Odom, Bubba Hampton, Jared Hamilton, guys like that coming to the fray. They're bringing in much-needed depth, but they're ballers too. Cole Adams, very good first scrimmage. Cole Adams was out there getting some burn with the first-team offense in the open practice. Same thing with Caleb Odom. Odom was out there getting some burn, that first-team offense in the open practice. Emmanuel Henderson, now as a full-time wide receiver, you cannot overlook him. He had several nice receptions, first scrimmage and at the open practice. So just because Alabama doesn't have the marquee names out there just yet, don't think this group ain't got no talent. This is talent littered all over this wide receiver room. They are just now about to take their moment to ball out there on that field. So I know the national media have been spewing out there, Bama don't got no receivers, Bama don't got no wideouts, Bama don't got no guys making no plays, can that junk. The talent's everywhere. It's everywhere on this roster. Now they have an opportunity to make a name for themselves, and a lot of these guys are about to take the moment to make a name for themselves. We're going to take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting you started here on a Monday. When we get back, we go to the phone lines. We get your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. Line us up. We definitely want to hear from you after this.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama football package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Steven's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team, come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never-heard-before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
We're rocking and rolling back with you, folks, to the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets. We're talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got over 100 people in the chat. Hit the like button, though. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all of you for your support here to us on the show. Phone lines open. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known here on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. First game of the season for Alabama. Almost here. August 31st. Bryant-Denny, Bama, Western Kentucky. We are almost there, people. This weekend, you got scrimmage 2 at Bryant-Denny with Coach Kalen DeBoer. Practice returns tomorrow. The guys got the day off, so we're almost there, people. We're almost there when you talk about the return of Alabama football. But we're going to go to the phone lines to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you're calling from.
Good to hear your voice, brother.
Bill, happy to have you in here, man. How you feeling?
No, we're good. Good, you know. How about you?
Man, I'm well, man. I mean, you got preseason football with the NFL. The Olympics was fantastic, but now we're getting closer and closer to the time of the year that we all enjoy, and that's college football.
I know. I'm feeling it, too. I just want to make a couple of quick points, Stephen. I'll make it fast if you don't mind. You know. First one is Proctor. I saw pictures of him. He doesn't look like the same person. He dropped the weight. This guy, if I think our line could be actually great this year. I'm thinking that, you know. I don't know anything about this tackle on the right side, but he's big, and with Proctor losing that weight and getting a year's experience, he might be something really special. Our guards are great. You know, we had problems at center last year, so I'm excited about the line. And then Ryan Williams, you know, when I see you know, on the tape, he looks to me like Jamison Williams. You know what I mean? Like the same kind of body. Does he have that kind of speed?
Yes. We're talking sub 10.5, 100-meter track speed. The guy's a burner. Ryan is a burner out there, but it's not just the speed with him. He can control it through the routes. And that's what's impressive. He can control his speed through the routes and catch the football. Like, it's very, very special when you watch him work, distribute the weight through his body as he comes in and out of the break. It's nice to watch it.
No, that's great to hear. The last point I want to make is about Milroe. I got to admit I was a little tough on him last year. You know what I mean? Getting me nervous like a lot of times. I'm yelling, hey, Diana, could you get me one of those white blood pressure pills? But no, I'm turning over a new leaf this year. You know what I mean? Look, Stephen, the kid, he's a year older. He didn't have that much experience because he was playing behind these great quarterbacks that I got used to. And the thing is, I think his line should be better depending on that, who plays right tackle. He's got a great running game, and we saw what the board did with Penix. So I'm going into this season with all kinds of faith. I'm not going to be sending crazy obscenity-laced text messages to Waylon. You know what I mean? I'm turning over a new leaf, Stephen. I'm going to be calm Bill. You know what I mean?
I got you, Bill. I got you, brother. I got you.
You think he'll improve much? What do you think, Stephen?
I think the one thing with Milroe, and you got to give Coach DeBoer and offensive coordinator Nick Sheridan much credit here, is they have challenged him all summer on the short to intermediate game, and Milroe has responded to that challenge by hitting those passes. He's been hitting them all offseason. He's been hitting the 10 yards. He's been hitting the 15-yarders. He's been hitting the 20-yarders. Like, we know what he can do deep ball. We saw that last year. We know what he is athletically running the football, extending the play. We see that. But what he has made so much growth is they've challenged him. You've got to hit this. You've got to hit this 10 to 15-yarder. You got to hit this short game. It's kind of like in golf. You got to chip the putts in. You got to make those small putts. And Milroe has answered the call in doing that.
Oh, that's great to hear. I think he could do it, and like I say, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'll let you go, Stephen. Like I said, good to hear your voice, and roll tide.
Appreciate my man Bill from New York calling in, giving us his thoughts to start Monday's show. And Milroe's made growth. He's made growth in the short to intermediate game, so looking forward to watching that this season. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, what's up, Steven? It's Mattress Matt from Mobile. How are you?
Matt, I'm doing awesome, man. Happy to have you in here. How's the summer been to you?
Oh, it's been great, and it's even better to hear your voice and hear Bill from New York's voice, bringing back some memories from back when I used to listen to you every time you came on. But yeah, I wanted to make a comment on Kendrick Law. I think he's going to be the most exciting player to watch this year, and I say that because I think he can outrun. I think he can outrun entire defenses. And give you that 90-100 yard run.
I see it. And when I look at him, Matt, it's Kendrick Law is such a unique skill set because you can play him on the outside as a receiver, which is what Alabama's going to do. You can have him lined up in the backfield with Milroe, and he can take a handoff as a running back. You can put him in motion and have him flank Milroe. You can put him on special teams. Like, you can use Kendrick Law in so many areas. And after talking with Jamarcus Shepard, earlier in fall camp, he mentioned we are going to put Kendrick Law everywhere. We're going to use him everywhere. Like, he is going to touch the ball several times a game.
Man, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see, because I've been following him for a couple of years, and it's just like every time he gets the ball, it just looks like he's going to break one.
I mean,
and
absolutely.
It just like, just hadn't happened yet. But I think if he gets the ball enough times, we're going to see some, Jamison Williams type, maybe even kickoff returns. Some Javier Arenas, Jamison Williams type returns. If you just get the ball in his hands enough times.
Absolutely. I mean, Kangol, man, is electric, and the biggest thing for Alabama is just scheming out the plays to where we're going to get Kangol his ball, and this play is going to hit, and this play is going to work. So that's where it comes down to when you look at DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, and Coach DeMarcus Shepard, is being able to scheme this out for Kangol and put him in a situation where every time we have this play, Kangol's going to break one, and he's off to the house. Amen,
brother. All right, well, you have a good night.
Appreciate Mattress Matt calling in from Mobile to the show here on a Monday. Kangol's a fun player. That's a guy that you got to get the ball in his hands. Like I said, this wide receiver room, the talent's there. It's no lack of talent. It's now these guys have an opportunity to make a name for themselves. That's the big thing here. Time to make a name for yourself. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
Steven, I'm right back where I started from. What's going on, man?
We got my man, the President Wagon is in here. Brother, how you doing?
Well, I'm here. I heard Bill. Bill will never turn over a new rock. He'll always have to text me on the phone. I love it. Whether I'm at the ball game or I'm at the house, I got entertainment on both ends. I love it. Anyway, I mean, what's been going on in Birmingham? Everything good?
Everything's good, man. We had the open practice on Sunday. You had the scrimmage on Saturday. Team is looking real good out there. The number one thing I took from DeBoer's post-scrimmage presser was very few penalties. DeBoer could only recall 3 penalties. So even with the heat out there, he's got Bama back executing sound to where we're not having the flags on the field.
Yeah, I read that yesterday. That's always a good thing. Alabama's had a lot of. They've been penalty. I don't know, had the penalty monkey on their back here for the last 4 or 5 years. If you go back, and watch the games, the offensive line, especially the offensive line. So if he can get that under control and they can get everything together, which I know they can, this is going to be a dirty offense. What interests me is the defense, seeing this swarm defense, what they're going to do. And if that's impressive, and then the way I know what this offense is going to do, So, but Hugh Freeze had to come out today and say he should have beat Alabama 4 times.
That's so when, here's my thing with that, because that's actually a call topic on the show. But here's my thing with that, Hugh, it's over. You lost. You can say what you could have done, what you would have done, what you should have done, but in the box score, you didn't beat him. You didn't beat him. And so now, Saban's retired now. So what, are you trying to take this revenge off on King and DeBoer? Because if you are, your first Iron Bowl with King and DeBoer is going to be in Tuscaloosa. And that does not bode well for you, Hugh. It does not bode well for you.
No, it does. When you come in the house, Bryant, Bill, when they're rocking and rolling, depends on what time they play the game. It's not. They always. I'll give them credit. They always play us. I mean, they pull their ears back and they'll throw the third string in there and they'll play us as tough as the first string. So I give them credit where credit's due. But like you said, Stephen, you just got to wish. But all right, it's good seeing everybody. I hope to hear from Uncle Charles and Naomi here. I don't know. We haven't heard from them, but I hope to get them back on the show. I'll try to be in here as much as I can. Always glad to be here. The chat's always doing a great job. Roll Tide, rise up. He handled this thing while I was gone. I'll tell you what, he's a Jim Dandy, man. We love him. All right, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later on in the week. Y'all have a good, safe week. Everybody be safe. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate my man Wayland calling in, the president of that Blue Ridge gang, calling in here to the show. And we're going to get more of the callers back in here. Uncle Charles is going to call back. I'm waiting for my guy Kyle from Foley. When Kyle from Foley called back in here, that's what we know. It's about to be a real party up in here. But we're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. Well, we thought we had the call in here, but the call dropped off there. But 205-448-1358 for number to call in to be a part of the show here. 205-448-1358. But we got to show some love to my man, Jimmy the Batman, hard hat bucket money Clay with the $25 donation. Dropping the love in there. Appreciate Jimmy Clay helping us out here on the show. As I mentioned, the call topic, Hugh Freeze. And Hugh mentioned on Marty and McGee, SEC Network, that, hey, Nick Saban, he's incredible, but I should have 4 wins against him. And he brought up, I beat him when we were at Ole Miss 2014 and 2015. Well, you got that through illegal recruiting, but I digress. And then 2016, Ole Miss was up 24-3 on Bama early, and then he was like, I should have slowed the game down, but you didn't, and you lose 48-43 in Oxford. And then, of course, last year, yes, Auburn shouldn't have even been close in the game, but Alabama had a lot of mental mistakes in that game. Auburn made some plays, and you had Gravedigger at the end to win that for the Crimson Tide. But Hugh Freeze is still salted, y'all. We'll just leave it at that. Hugh is still very much so butthurt, but, you didn't win. You didn't win. And so when you didn't win, you got to move on, man. You got to move on. You got Kalen DeBoer here at Alabama now. Nick Saban, no longer head coach, but advisor to the program. Pretty sure Coach Saban probably told Coach DeBoer, hey, Coach, just go ahead, just light Hugh up, man. Just do it for me. He's still talking. Light Hugh up when he comes to Tuscaloosa this season. So we'll see the Iron Bowl Kalen DeBoer edition in the fall here. But we take this break here, folks, in the show and touch that dial. When we get back, we get into a conversation on Jalen Milroe. This guy is really locked in. How locked in? How special of a season could he have? We'll discuss it after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back, locked and loaded to the action from the break. Number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Got my man Eli Walker in the production studio holding it down. You guys continue smashing the like button. Hit the like button, raise those like levels up, tap that thumbs up right there. We appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button as well. Make this your stop here for all things Bama football. And that daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. We got my man, the president, Waylon, dropping that $9.99 in the super chats, helping us out right there. Putting the love in the bucket. Appreciate that from Waylon. We get into now topic 2 of the discussion tonight, folks. And Jalen Milroe, Alabama quarterback, redshirt junior, Katy, Texas. He's back here with the team, and he's got a chance to have a monster season, monster year. And he's locked in for a monster season. After the scrimmage, got a chance to talk to a few people afterwards, and it's, all the things we've been hearing this summer about how he's the first guy in the facility, the last guy to leave, nobody can beat him into the facility. All of these things are true. These are no smoke and mirrors. All of this stuff is true. Milroe is that dedicated. Milroe is that locked in. And Milroe is that focused in trying to better himself and better the team. And I talked about this before, Eli. When you have a coaching staff that believes in you, it provides so much of a difference because you look at the National Football League, right? All of the quarterbacks that have offensive coaches, look at how well they're doing. Tua Tagovailoa's got an offensive coach, Mike McDaniel. Look at how well he's doing. You've got Patrick Mahomes as Andy Reid, offensive coach. Look at how great Patrick Mahomes is doing right now. You got Jordan Love, who's starting to grow with the Packers, who's his head coach, Matt LaFleur. You see the elevation there. So offensive coaches in the NFL bring quarterbacks up, right? So in the college game, Jalen Milroe had Bill O'Brien first. O'Brien never believed in Milroe. Told Milroe to his face, you may want to choose another position, bro. You ain't no quarterback. Then you have Tommy Reese last year, who was decent, but could not consistently use Milroe the way he needed to be used. Now you have Kalen DeBoer, somebody of whom knows exactly how to use Milroe, how to unlock Milroe, how to speak Milroe's language, and how to make him better. Then you put with him Nick Sheridan, who was a quarterback himself in college. He knows how to use Milroe, how to work with Milroe, how to challenge Milroe, all of these things. Then you have other offensive minds around him. When you talk Jamarcus Shepard, Mitch Dalen, who's an offensive analyst that played quarterback, and also Brian Ellis, though he's the tight ends coach, he played quarterback at UAB. So you have all these offensive minds around him. He's got the coaching staff that unlocks his big play abilities. We go back to the scrimmage. Milroe, 50-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Williams. Milroe, 40-yard touchdown design run. Milroe, several plays to Caleb Odom. Milroe spreading the wealth around the entire field offensively. Milroe, not just the deep ball, but the short to intermediate game is right there. The 10 to 15-yard passes to either side of the boundary, he's hitting those. And he's hitting those now with consistency. According to Kalen DeBoer after the scrimmage, the throws that are there, he's making them. The throws that are there, Milroe's hitting them. The throws that are there, he's completing them like it's second nature. And this was the step in progression that we wanted to see Jalen take this offseason, right? In our minds, it was the difference between Jalen Milroe and becoming a national championship quarterback, becoming a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, becoming a first-team All-American quarterback, becoming a first-round pick quarterback. He's got to hit consistently that 10 to 15-yard throw. He's doing that now this offseason. He's doing that now in fall camp. So this makes this regular season all the much more exciting to watch him, to look at him. If he takes this from fall camp to the regular season and he's hitting those 10 to 15-yard throws with ease, I feel so bad for the rest of college football. I really do. I really do. Because if he's hitting that throw, that short to intermediate throw with ease, putting it with the deep ball game, putting it with the athleticism of breaking, containing the pocket, and running game, you're not going to be able to stop him. You're not going to be able to contain him. That's not going to happen, period. So Milroe is setting himself up for a monstrous season because he's right now showing you in fall camp the one thing that you want to see him get better at. He's made that improvement in the short to intermediate passing game. We're going to take another break right here, folks. When we get back, we'll return to the phone lines. We want to get more of your thoughts, more of your conversations. Light us up in the phone line. We want to hear from you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, folks, we're back here to the action from the break on a Monday. Getting that work week started off for you correctly. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. In my own words, hottest show on the streets right here. Continue to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Make this your spot for all things Bama. That daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate the support coming from all of you. Phone lines open, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. We grab this call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
How you doing, Stephen? This is Jeremy calling from Fort Myers, Florida.
How we feeling, man? Doing good.
I'm doing real good. Right now I'm looking in the chat, and we got this Auburn troll, Chris Williams. He's talking about Hugh Freeze is this and that. He just needed – somebody tell him, somebody go get Hugh Freeze out the massage parlors and start worrying about Bama. So – that's all I need to say.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, appreciate you calling in. The thing is with Hugh Freeze, he got to start winning games. He got to start winning games and not be so worried about Alabama. Because if he don't have Auburn in that college football playoff picture, then he got his own seat to worry about. Don't be so focused on Alabama. Don't be so focused on the Crimson Tide, because if you ain't winning, just like them Auburn folks booted out Gene Chizik, booted out Gus Malzahn, booted out Brian Harsin, they're waiting to boot you out too. They are waiting to boot you out too. Go ahead.
Right, one more thing. I came across this video with Coach T-Rob, and he was explaining the difference between the Georgia and Alabama defense, and he said something that it kind of like made me realize about it, how the defense at Georgia is not as complex as Alabama. And I find this to be true. So hopefully this season our defense won't be as complex as it was when Pete Golden, even though I don't like saying that name, was running the defense.
I'm going to tell you, this defense will be very simplified. When you talk to Kane Womack, defensive coordinator, you talk to the defensive coaches on the staff, this defense, they are taking the simple, but they are making it sophisticated with it, but it's not going to be complex. It's going to be a simplified defense.
All right, that's good to hear. Thank you for taking my call, and roll Tide.
Appreciate my man Jim out of Fort Myers, Florida, right there calling into the show. It is not going to be a complex defense, people. It's going to be simple. It is going to be simple. They're going to take the simple, but add variations to it so that these guys can go out there and just play fast and dominate on the field. But we grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, my name is Mike, and I'm in Austin, Texas.
Mike, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you. I love your show, man. I love how you – dude, I love your knowledge. You're, like, very knowledgeable. I love how quick your show moves. I'm a big fan. I found your show about a month ago and I always tune in, man. So I'm a big, big fan. Man, I'm really excited about the season coming up, you know.
Austin, first off, Mike, I appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words there. I'm excited about this season myself just due to not just the newness of it all, but the hunger in this team. You can just feel they know the last 3 years we did not get it done. We have to get it done now. We have to get it done for Coach Saban in terms of his retirement, but we have to start the Kalen DeBoer era off the right way, and that's with getting to the playoff and pushing for a championship. So when I've been out there so far in fall camp, I see the hunger in everybody's face. They know we got to get this done.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, one thing about this new Bama team we have, by the way, I still think we have the best coach in college football. But one thing about this new Bama team, you really don't know what you're going to get. I know we're going to be excellent. I know we're going to be top 5. I know we're going to be a playoff team. But, like, for example, we know what Georgia's going to bring. They're going to bring good quarterback play, disciplined play, good D. We know what they're going to bring. We ain't sure what this Bama team's going to bring. We ain't sure what Bama's going to bring, and that's going to be an advantage, man.
It is.
It's just a new day, you know.
And Mike, you bring up a good point. Nobody really knows how to take Alabama right now. I mean, everybody's kind of undervaluing Alabama, kind of saying, hey, Bama's not going to be Bama because, of course, Coach Saban retired and the guys that left, whether it was the portal or the NFL draft. So not knowing how to take this Alabama team is a feather in Alabama's cap because they could come out of a bag and just give a rude awakening to everybody in the sport.
Exactly. And I'm real excited about our running back group. I think we got a really good running back core that's going to help carry the offense. If the offensive line comes around, and I know you're confident about the offensive line, I know you feel good about it, and I feel good about it too. And if our offensive line is there, I know our running backs are there, and I think it's a new chance for Milroe, man. I think it's a new day for Milroe, and I'm all behind our quarterback, and it's I just love where we're at, man. And like I say, the dynasty continues, and I'm just real excited about getting it started off right, you know. So, but Steven, I love you, man. Love your show, dude. Keep up the good work, and thank you for taking my call, my man.
Absolutely. Mike from Austin, Texas, calling in here to the show. Now, offensive line, the only position battle right now that I see is right tackle, but I don't even think that's a battle anymore because I think Will Conformby is going to lock that up. I think Proctor takes care of left tackle. So the offensive line is going to be much better here. And Parker Brassford, center Eli, snapping that ball right every single time. We're going to take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Steve, this is Jake Pensacola. Well, I moved to Cypress, Texas now, so I'm from Cypress, Texas now. So How are you today?
Man, I'm doing well, man. How about yourself? How you feeling?
I can't complain. You know, I'm excited, and like you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna ask you about the snapping of the ball. Every time I hit the ball and it snaps in the same sentence, I cringe after last season. It was terrible, but I am excited about this offensive line.
I mean, the guy who shall not be named gave everybody some serious PTSD last year. He is no longer with the program. You have Parker Brassford from Washington, and from what I've gathered, not only has he added significant weight, but still got the quickness. He moved up from 275 to 290, so that was big. But how he is snapping this ball, it snapped perfectly into Milroe's hands every time. And I'm like, just keep it right there, baby. Just keep it right there.
Exactly, I agree. I have an unpopular opinion for the nation. But for us Bama fans, we believe. But my unpopular opinion is we will have top 10 offense in America this year.
You say Bama have a top 10 offense?
Yes.
I see it. I see top 10 offense, man. I see it.
I was wide receivers. I feel like I'm going like you said, like the first caller said. I think it's gonna be as underrated. Our offensive room is underrated, and not to mention people are forgetting about Jalen Hill. When he gets healthy and come back,
now if Jalen Hill, it's gonna be one of two things. Either he comes back mid-season, possibly, or because of the depth that Alabama's developed at receiver, they may hold him off, have him a medical red shirt, and have him back 2025.
Okay.
So that's the big thing with him. Now, if he pushes so strongly that he could be back mid to latter part of the season, that would be cool. But if they don't want to just rush him back, I could also see holding him off and putting the medical red shirt on him and having him come back 2025.
I can agree with that. I have two more things. I'm gonna get out your hair. Our running back room, probably, in my opinion, the best in the country. And second, during the A-Day, Justin Okoro, I don't know how to say his last name, but him, I feel like in years to come, he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be the next guy.
I'm gonna tell you this. Old Konrokwo from Germany, that boy can thump. He can thump with it.
He was all over the field on A-Day. I was like, that guy right there, he's gonna be something special. And thank you, Steven. This is going on my second year following you, listening to you. I'm always support you, always, and I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Appreciate my guy Javian calling in from Meridian on the show. Justin Okonrokwo can thump with it, y'all. He can thump with it. Now, he's the player, Eli, that if he would have found football maybe a couple of years earlier, he would have been a five-star. If he would have found football maybe a few years earlier, he could have been a five-star. But Okonrokwo is good. I think he's going to be something for years to come. He's going to be something nice for years to come. We're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from. You're live on the show, caller. Ah, man, we lost the call there, but it's all right there. But we're going to get into this call topic here, Eli. How about the man Will Reichert, baby? Will Reichert, preseason for the Vikings over the weekend. Game-winning field goal to beat the silver and black, the Las Vegas Raiders. How about Reichert making that field goal right there? Now, Dallas Turner also had a marquee sack in that game, but Reichert made that field goal there. So, Reichert, NFL preseason? Nice. Now, of course, some other Bama players, former guys, stepped up in the preseason as well. Oh, Dallas Turner had a sack during the preseason. There were some other guys that made some. Miller Forrestall had a touchdown catch for the Rams in the preseason. So you had a few, Bama guys that stepped up there, NFL preseason. Once that regular season happens, though, we're going to keep our focus on that. Jermaine Burton of the Bengals caught a touchdown pass in the preseason. How about that? Now, we did have, former Bama player did get hurt in the preseason. DeMarco Hellams hurt his ankle there. Prayers out to him. Hopefully it's nothing too bad there for DeMarco, but that was the only negative thing that happened in terms of Alabama football in the NFL preseason. But we take our final break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, folks. When we get back, we wrap things up with this discussion. Does Alabama have 5-star freshmen that will star on this defense? We'll touch on it after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
And we're rocking back in here, folks, to the action from the break. Number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. My man Eli Walker in the production room. Happy to have you all in here on a Monday. Appreciate the donations, the phone calls, the YouTube chatting. You guys making this your spot here for all things Crimson Tide football. But get into the final discussion here on the show. Alabama's defense, right? Is there a true freshman, 5-star true freshman, that can start here in this defense? I see one right now, Eli. And the one I see right now is Xavier Brown, the cornerback out of Mater Dei High School, Santa Ana, California. Xavier at 6 feet, 196 pounds. Though he has a cast on his left hand, it hasn't been limiting him. He'll be back full go. Should be this week of practice. Xavier able to cover well in the scrimmage in the open practice, able to move well in the scrimmage in the open practice, tackled well in the scrimmage and open practice, did not appear to be limited at all with the cast on his left hand. Xavier took first-team reps in the open practice at corner opposite Damani Jackson. When you talk to coaches about Brown, it's technique is great, eye discipline is great, footwork is strong. He's always in the right place technique-wise. High football IQ, great football character. He eats football. He studies this stuff. He has a healthy respect for the game. Xavier is doing a phenomenal job right now. And if there's a freshman that could start right now in the secondary, it would be him. Jalen Mbakwe's come a long way, and Mbak is good. Zay Menzi's good. But if there was a freshman, true freshman, that could start right now in this Alabama secondary, I would stack my cards on Xavier Brown. I'd do it right now. I would stack my cards on Xavier Brown. And this is not to say that Deshaun Jones is not good, that Jaleel Hurley's not good. It's just Xavier. Eli, you have freshmen that come in that just get it. They just get it. That doesn't happen all the time, right? You remember, Eli, when Minkah Fitzpatrick came in 2015, Minkah just got it? And it didn't take him long. Minkah came in like, hey, it's Bama. I know it. Put me out there. I'm ready to fry. Let's go. Minkah just got it. Remember when Patrick Surtain came in 2018? Patty Surtain just had it. He just got it. Like, it wasn't like the others weren't good enough. It's just this kid is different. And when a kid is just different and they have it like that, you take your head off to him. You take your head off to him. Xavier Brown is one of those kids. He just gets it. And you got to take your hat off to him. He is in Coach Mo Linguist's office every day after practice. Coach Mo, how can I be better? Coach Mo, how can I get my technique even more refined? Coach Mo, how can I make sure that, I'm not letting nobody beat me to get a release off me off the snap of the ball? Like, he's doing everything necessary to make sure that he's on his A game. And for a true freshman to do that, like I mentioned, you don't see too many operate with that mindset. So I think Xavier Brown's going to start at one of these two corner spots. He's positioned himself to be right there. He has positioned himself to be right there. So it's going to be very cool to watch this dude. Not saying that the others have not been playing well. Not saying that the others have not been rising. It's just Xavier gets it. And when you have a defensive back that just gets it, and he plays with that kind of confidence, put that dude out there, man. Like when Tiny Tim gets it, put Tiny Tim on the field, bro. Like, we'll deal with the growing pains. We'll deal whatever you got to deal with. Tiny Tim gets it, put Tiny Tim on the field. And think about it like this, Eli. Terrion Arnold was never a true corner in high school. Was always a safety out of Tallahassee, Florida. Bama played Terrion at corner in 2022 out of necessity. And he took his growing pains out, he did. But didn't he not also make the all-SEC freshman team that year too? With the way he played? Right? And so last year, with the year of corner under his belt, Terrion balled out. 5 picks, 12 pass breakups to lead the team. And this is coming from Terrion, who did not naturally play cornerback in high school. Here's Xavier Brown, who naturally played cornerback in high school. So now you get a kid who naturally played that position on the outside boundary corner on an island, and he's out there executing right now in fall camp, getting reps with that first-team defense. There's a lot to like about Xavier. There's a lot to like about Xavier. So keep your eyes on this dude. True freshman, 5-star. I think he starts here in the secondary. As always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, entertainment, coverage on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. Now, you download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store, you got the Android phone. Now, for your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio, Google Play. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I try to be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, if you haven't done this, you got to subscribe to TouchdownAlabama.com. What are you waiting for? Do you want all the Bama at the palm of your hands? You get all of that Bama and be the fan in the know and be the fan that's the envy of all of your friends. You know what I'm talking about. By getting the TouchdownAlabama.com app. You get that? You subscribe to TouchdownAlabama.com. You get it right now. You get all of the practice clips, the practice video, the notes, all of the ins and outs. If you want to know the color of pants that Kangan DeBoer wore at practice that day, you get TouchdownAlabama.com. Get all of that right there. You also subscribe to TDA Plus, the video hub, for all of the video content that your hands can get to. Hit that subscription right now, TouchdownAlabama.com. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed with what you get right there. But appreciate all of you, the Bama Nation, for all the phone calls today, donations today, YouTube chat today. Appreciate all of you guys. Thanks to my man Egon Walker holding things down in the production studio. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored, get that schoolwork in play there as school is in session. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. You've been listening to In My Own Words.